You're not smoking, though. Was it the Super Bowl? Dude, I live under a rock. What's up, Aragnac? Ooh. C9 Dynasty. What is this game? What game is this? Who are these people? Halo. What a place. Holy shit. Where was this? What's up, Llama? Thanks for the sub, dude. Halftime show was sick? Really? You see, we learned our lesson, though. Oh, it's in L.A. Really? They had a stadium in L.A. that could actually show the... Well, okay, then. SoFi Stadium. That's one of the crazier... That is definitely one of the crazier setups for a screen. I mean, look at that thing. It's gigantic. Imagine the scale of this stadium, and then you have a gigantic screen in the middle of it. It's a 2077 screen. Yeah, seriously. No one had masks, even the mayor, as it should be. Rona's done, my dudes. Anybody who says that there should still be lockdowns or masks or whatever needs to get their heads checked. Like, if you're still living like Rona is a thing that you need to be worried about, you need a hug. And people need to tell you that you're being unreasonable. Oh, really? Washington State? Yeah, but Washington State is run by, I mean, it's run by Seattle, isn't it? So Seattle is all the laptop class, crazy elites. They don't actually live in reality. Good morning, Happy Panda. What's up, man? Good morning. Hey, etc. Good morning. Still, that is awesome. That is such a cool stadium. Man, what is that? It's got to be like, what, 60,000 people? What's the stadium hold? That's the thing. What's up, Titanium Zaw? Good morning. Had 70K, dude. That was sick. Got to be careful what I show on stream. LA mayor setting world records for holding his breath. I like how they just carry it around like a purse. I like how they just carry it around like a purse. You know, it's like, here's my mask, guys. Don't worry, I still have it. I'm not wearing it, but I still have it. So silly. Do they still force you to wear masks in restaurants, or like from the walk of the door to the table in Los Angeles? Do you still have to wear masks? Because that was the thing for a while. That was one of the most ridiculous things. Happy 13, good for all the Nordic countries with going back to normal. We should learn from those guys. Hell yeah, Freddie. I know you still have to do Rona passports and shit like that in LA, which is just disgusting. Depends on the restaurant or shop. Oh, my. Today we got some weapons grade hopium. Oh. Convincing them to hold up a controller. That is the thing, isn't it? You know, I didn't even realize it was the Super Bowl yesterday, man. That shows how much of a rock I live under. Not that I give two shits, but I mean, you know, it's kind of like, I guess, a big deal. It's kind of a big deal that you should pay attention to somewhat, I suppose. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, sporting event in the world going down, apart from like the World Cup, I guess. See, imagine watching the Super Bowl with 75,000 people unmasked in a massive stadium. Awesome, you know, awesome, having a great time, and still having a picture of you wearing a mask. What a fucking loser. Oh, man. It's tragic, isn't it? Can't show. Friend sorted out his UK visa issue so he can finally visit his family in Serbia. Wow. After a pretty messy divorce. Ooh. Well, that sucks, dude. Well, it sucks for him in the divorce category. Oh, I'm sorry, Tim. 3 a.m. Ugh. Feels like divorce is so common now. Yeah, it's because it is. What was some crazy stat? Like your kid is, if you're in America now, your a kid is more likely to grow up with a pet than to live in the same house as their dad. If in America, so like that is beyond fucked. Divorce rate is just through the roof everywhere. Rona didn't help, of course, because even the weak marriages didn't manage to hold on there. And yeah, so I mean, we're guys. It's like we can have all the hopium we want, but it's like it's still mega dark. The future is going to be very fucking grim because Just think, I mean, it's just like all of the kids growing up without dads. That's gonna fuck entire generations up. No, seriously, was he there? Wearing a mask. Golden boy. What a loser. Fucking A, man. Some people can't be helped. Yeah, it's like some Alexander Ocasio-Cortez shit, where it's like as soon as the camera's there, got to put the mask on, but as soon as the camera's gone, take the mask off. Hmm. Okay, that's enough Twitter. What's up, PP? Chilling, man. Oh, no. Complexity. Dude, this is brutal. Cole just cannot catch a break. Due to multiple positive COVID tests prior to their travel to the venue. Based on the ESL Pro Tier standings, Movie Star Rising received and accepted the invitation to replace Complexity in the tournament. Will look to arrive in Katowice tomorrow to play big in their opening match on Tuesday the 15th. And hopefully... So that's the thing. Like they test positive, so now they have to stay locked up in their hotel rooms for 10 days. And they don't even get out as early as Rops does, man. And man, talk about a team just getting kicked in the dick over and over and over again. Nickender and Flit are scary, yeah. I mean, it's just it's just agony. Agony. Maui Snake, Harry, and Hugo leave the WAL studio early due to ongoing political situation regarding Ukraine. So Vendetta and Banks are going to be there alone? Right, yeah. But Banks and Ven are going to stay. Okay. Ven the legend. Yeah, Banks lives there. And Lynn Vision, I don't know. The VPS looking really strong, yeah. Banks lives in Ukraine, doesn't he? Yeah. Okay, hold on. They transcribe what he says. This is my home. Yeah. Me and Vendetta. Wait, hold on. This is my home, but I'm still taking a flight. There be any war? Lol. This is my home. I live in Kiev, but even I'm bailing on you losers. Peace. Oh, what the fuck? Well, then don't say that it's your home. You don't abandon your home. This is my home. I live in Kiev. I live like a king because I make Western money. But I'm going to fuck off to London. Peace. Bye. What a loser. Dude, that's fucked up. You can't call it your home if you're going to abandon it. Indeed, Colin Farrell. So, fingers crossed, everyone's just going to be fine. There's going to be nothing happening, and it's all just some fun and games, which is just a terrible situation. But yeah, my thoughts are with everyone. My thoughts are with everyone in Ukraine in this situation. But I gotta go. Bye, peace, everybody. Lol. Oh well, that's a very weird situation. Huh. Very interesting. James can't catch a break. Holy fuck. Anyone from Russia can explain to me about... Okay, that's enough of that. Well, okay, but that's good to hear that Maui and the dudes are gonna get out of Dodge, I suppose. Held teams for Fnatic for such a long time. JW. I mean, build an org in Sweden. I mean, who are you dealing with in Sweden right now? You've got NIP. You've got Alliance. Who else? Who else is still based in Sweden? Lemon Dogs. I mean, I guess you could consider Fnatic kind of like a weird hybrid Swedish team. To be fair, NIP have got 2 Danes on their team now, so are they Swedish anymore? Yeah, what would JW's org be called? The Vidsvin? I mean, that could be fun. She should name them the Wild Boars or something. You know? Tem, you got it. Yeah, buddy. Oh, Godsent. That's right. Happy Pound Out. Yeah, Godsent. But they went Brazilian, right? But yeah, the org is still Swedish. That's right. That's a good point. Rush B Media comes to an end. Say Rush B Media is coming to a halt. The last 4 years have been incredible. As a supported RBM. Yeah. I saw this incredible with their own personal article showcasing their abilities and contributions to this organization. CSGO has a bright future ahead. And for now, there must be some changes. I mean, it's just so incredibly difficult to run a website and make any money running a website. Especially with today, I mean, ad block everywhere. You're just not going to be making any money. And writers from across the globe, RBM became one of the foremost outlets for CSGO coverage. Well, good luck for them. You only know 2 successful CS websites, and I mean, HLTV and Dust 2. What the Krov? What about Dust 2? What is Dust 2? Give link. But HLTV, the only reason HLTV survived is because of buying and selling skins made easy. Oh, Dust2.dk. Huh. The Dansk site web. I don't even know how to say it, and I don't even know how to say it with a Danish accent, but okay then. So hold on. You're telling me that they managed to set up a Danish website in a place in Denmark where HLTV is from? HLTV is based in freaking Denmark. What is this? Why is that every picture with a mask? Go away. Okay, so you would, but why would you come to Dust 2? I mean, to be fair, they've got the Bitskins and all that too, right? So I guess they're getting enough traffic where it makes sense for them to get these sponsorships going. Although they aren't click-through links like on HLTV. Interesting. On HLTV, those are all click-through, aren't they? Hold on. Or is it just the GG bet stuff? What? I didn't get one. What is this? Was? I didn't get specific regions. I see. Interesting. New female CSGO roster for the 2022 season. Oh. What's up, Kinberg? So written Danish and Norwegian is pretty much the same. That's a good point, Abel. And the most important partner in CS for Face It. Really? DreamHack Masters. I remember that. I was there. If you write, I got it. Oh, Mitter. So the Az is back. AFK Gaming. Dansk. Comprised this Danish Swedish. Okay. JNK, huh? Well, okay then. That is a scary face to see, though. That is a scary face to see. Not like face it needs any more help. I mean, that's a fair point, Freddie. They're doing all right. Good morning, Get Lennon. I see. Okay. Going into Team Fortress 2. Ooh, Sadokist, what happened at the PGL Stockholm Major? Oh. Is he just doing... What is this? Semmler forced out. What?
It's YNK.
Dude, 2 hours? What the fuck? Huh. Huh, huh, huh. Interesting. Blech. Oh well. Oh, that's all right. I mean, it's not because of anybody. I mean, it's like Blast want to play it safe. ESL have their casters. Sponge and Alex. I mean, of course they talk good about me. I know Maui and Duncan very well. Um, it's a tough one because it's like the Blast and ESL fair enough, right? Blast want something safe, clean, marketable, and so they go with Anders and Moses, right? Because those are two very easy, easy. Not that I'm not easy to work with, but they're very careful about their image. They don't say anything or do anything that could rock the boat, at least not publicly. Um, and then you have and then ESL. You know, Harry and Hugo are the new generation that are so cheap you can't compete with. And I'm not gonna bother with hosting. I'm not gonna bother with hosting. It's like to be a host now, you just have to be. I mean, you need to be a girl, or you need to have a legacy position like Stunner has with ESL. So I'm not interested in hosting either. And I mean, I had an offer to go work PGL as a caster, and that fell through because of PGL's restrictions. I'm not interested in working with people who force people to take to undergo medical procedures. I'm not into it. So it's just a situation where I think slowly but surely everything is lining up for me to just move on and not cast anymore. Which, you know, there you go. Like if you can't even work, like the problem is that if you can't even work with the guys who are outside, you know, who are outside of that ESL face it circle, because I guess if you're trying to have like moral standards or whatever, which is really hard, but if you're trying to have moral standards, it's like you work with Riot, you take 10-cent money. You work with I mean, even working with Valve to an extent, except that it's still third parties, right? So you're still not necessarily, but like it's very difficult to have any kind of moral standards. But like I was like, okay, well at least you can work with PGL and WePlay. Well, WePlay, not much going on there. Sadly, they can't get their feet in the door in the tier 1 space because of the Louvre agreement. And PGL, same deal, but at least PGL had the majors. But then PGL are losing their fucking minds with Rona, thinking that it's still 20. Like they're the oh man, it's like there's 75,000 people in a stadium for the fucking Super Bowl, and PGL are acting like it's still 2020, and it's and there's a plague on the loose. So yeah, I don't know what that situation is like. Of course, Croft. That's exactly what I mean. I have no intention of working with people who force kids to get vaccinated in order to do their jobs. But that's exactly it. Yeah, Harry. I mean, one of them sounds like the Scrawny sounds like Sato. So Scrawny and Launders, you know, Scrawny is essentially Sato. Every time I listen to him, I hear Sato. And then Harry and Hugo, you just pick whichever one you want, and you've got Henry. Uh, this is the way of things. I'm not really like I don't know. It's like should I care or not? I don't know. But being forced out. It's the problem is just I'm being forced out because I have certain rules that I try to follow. So that's the thing, because I try to have certain rules that I try to follow now, right? It's like I'm limiting myself. I can't work, or I'm having like I'm cutting myself out of work. In which case, whatever, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to make.
It's YNK.
Don't know what to make of it. But why would I turn into hosting? Hosting is exactly. I feel like at this point, caring doesn't even matter. Well, it's just the well, you need a job of some kind. That's true, Krov. And I've got a job, so I'm not worried about that. And I got a job that I really enjoy and something that I fully believe in, 100% believe in. No bullshit. Good people. Like I've got a very wholesome job that I really enjoy and that I believe in 100%. So it's like, am I going to fight to stay in a scene where in order to stay relevant, you have to sell your soul left and right? Like you literally you have to be a fake human being in order to work here, in order to work in CS now. And that's a shame, because CS at least was still the holdout for a while where you could still be true, but that's changed. Like, since I've been gone, since I went to Overwatch League, it's all gone downhill. So even CS is starting to cave to the bullshit. And so yeah, it kind of leaves you wondering, like, is it worth fighting to stay in a scene that's not anything close to the scene that you fell in love with? The game, the game isn't what I loved, isn't what I fell in love with, and the scene isn't what I fell in love with. So it's like, I don't know. It might just be the time to be like, nope. It is a good time to take a break. Yeah, Krov, but I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Happy Panda. Losing hilarious rounds. That's exactly it, Spa. West Coast mindset of a company, big shame. That's pretty much it, Mitter. Yeah. Rumac, it's a totally losing battle, and there's almost zero return. As you saw, like, look at what happened to Duncan and I when we tried to fight the battle. Pretty much the entire industry is against us, and it was just him and I, pretty much. And Adam Fitch is the only other guy that I saw who actually agreed with us, journalist. So that's what happened. Like, that's the state of things now. It's gone so far. That it makes me wonder if it's possible to save or not, or if it's even worth the fight. That's crazy, Zumba. It's like Flashpoint. They wanted to stick it to ESL. It's not even that they wanted to stick it to ESL. I mean, they did want to stick it to ESL, but they wanted to provide alternatives, so you could have two leagues. And the issue is well, then you had Blast as well in the mix, right? It's just it was too little, too late. But yeah, it was trying to take a piece of the market share away from ESL. But that's why Face It folded. I mean, there's no way, like, when there's that kind of money involved, even though they were talking about it, I think it became evident to Face It that they just they were too far behind the ball in terms of community, the community support. That's the ESL game that they've played very well, because you go back 5-6 years and ESL was despised. The community hated everything ESL did. But ESL understood in the long game, you get the players on your side and everything else follows into place, because the community will follow whatever the players say. And so with the players loving ESL, then eventually the community came around to love ESL, and then eventually ESL became the prime tournament organizer. And ESL and Blast have become the prime tournament organizers, and that's it. Long story short, bam, done. And so ESL bought ESEA. Yep, they did. Or a long time ago. Ramit Kanabar, yeah. There's a barrage of brain-breaking stupidity, yeah. That's the thing, Blue Fox. That's the thing, and that was actually the point that Monty tried to make with the Four Horsemen. If you remember, when they had Mick on the Four Horsemen after the ESL Face It buy was announced, that was the point that Monty was making. In that they've invested, like the Saudis. This same Saudi fund has invested in so many things that are involved in your life on the day to day. If you use Uber, you're using them. If you're, it's like. He tried to make that point where it's just like the money is everywhere, so you no longer can avoid using this money, as in using a service that's funded by this money, because most of the big services have been invested in by this kind of money. So the idea that you wouldn't use Face It but you would use Uber, right? You're compromised no matter which way you go now, which is actually like a really interesting way of like, think about it, right? Because you're so thoroughly trapped now. It does kind of break. It's an interesting way of like eroding your spirit. Yeah, exactly, Mitter. Yeah, that's a good point. The whole your iPhone came from a factory with suicide nets thing. Yeah, they own both, Splat, because ESL and Face It merged. ESL and Face It merged together and then got bought. One flaw with capitalism. I don't think this is a flaw of capitalism, to be fair. Bring back Star Ladder, yeah. There's no 100% ideal situation, exactly. Optimistic. There is no 100% ideal situation. I mean, if you want to grow past a certain point. What's up, IDK? I mean, at the other side of that, I don't know. You still have companies like PGL and Black Molly, that don't take investment, that just grow, that sell a product, get paid for the product, and then grow year on year within their means, right? The thing is that's like there's a lot of people who say that that's a really dumb way to go about things now, and that if the money's there, you should just take the money. So, you should invest. You should get investors on board and just get that cash injection and just grow, right? And that's an interesting one. That certainly helps, and it's not luck. It's it is luck in a way, but that's been years and years and years and years, decades, in the making for that relationship between PGL and Valve goes years back. It's the hard way to grow. Why would you take the hard way if you can find an easier one? I don't know. You can sleep at night. You won't get a blast major, Croft. That won't happen. Online, just by existing, you are probably supporting Amazon because AWS, the Amazon Web Services, run like 40% of all the internet. I mean, yeah. So what you're saying is the servers that the websites are on are being run by Amazon. Yeah. It's everywhere. You can't control that aspect of it, but you can control using a different company, whether that company is on AWS or not. You can't control that, but you can control choosing to buy at Amazon or buy at your local store. So, well, PP. No, the thing is, PP. Yes, there's definitely that aspect of it, but they run the majors. They run the majors. They ran TI. I mean, they make money there, but there's also enormous cost involved with running those tournaments. None of that is cheap, and PGL have to pay quite a bit of that. So running majors in TI isn't all. It's more of an achievement. It's like they're trying to achievement hunt PGL. It's more of an achievement to say that you've done this or that than like PGL make their money by getting paid by developers like King or whatever to run Clash Royale tournaments or Apex Legends. The Apex Legends Cup is run by PGL. So that's how PGL make a lot of their money is they run white label tournaments or leagues for other developers. Developers that aren't Riot or Blizzard who don't want to take it all on themselves. So PGL that's where they make the lion's share of their money, and they make very good money doing that. They've got money. So it is still possible to run, and that's how Black Molly runs their thing. They find sponsors that want to get involved, and they run small tournaments or whatever. Like they run a small Swedish Cup. They create, and I think mainly in Nordics, but it's like we did Asus ROG activation forum not too long ago, where I was the host for a show where we built custom PCs using Asus ROG products and showcasing the latest Asus ROG products, and it was really fun. It was fun content. It was fun to do, and everybody was happy, and we had a good time. I was like, wow, this is nice. So it's like doing stuff like that could be fun. But yeah, you're not taking over the world, so to speak. Indeed, not Zumba. I'm not disagreeing with you on that front. With being part of skeezy shit. It's almost easy to go Ted Kaczynski is a disease. Well, that's exactly it, Mitter. But that's almost like where it goes, isn't it? Right? That's it's like it defeats you. It's not by design. I don't know if it's by design or not, but you are compromised no matter which way you turn. So you use a cell phone or you use a phone. Hell, we're on PCs right now. A lot of this stuff gets made in China. We're on our phone. Suicide nets on the factories. It's like here we are. So it's like we're already compromised in that sense, right? So, but that's the end. Especially living in Sweden. If you don't have a phone in Sweden, you're in a tight spot because everything is being digitalized in Sweden. Everything. Like you can verify your identity with pretty much everything on your phone. All of the apps are on your phone. Everything that, like you want to pay for parking, pay it on your phone. You want to pay for, like you want to transfer money or get money or do all that sort of thing. Banking, all on your phone. Verify your identity, phone. It just keeps going, phone. And it's going more and more cashless as well. So you want to do anything at all, you need a card. Half the stores I go into now don't accept cash. You have to pay by card. So it's like, Sweden in one way is fantastic, in another way it's really freaky because they're just going to know everything. You're not going to be able to live off the grid in Sweden. That is exactly it, Mitter. Yeah. So Sweden is mega free in some respects, and then mega intrusive on others. Like being a cashless society, that's where it gets freaky because then every single step of the way. But then again, you've got your own little telescreen in your pocket, right? You see all say payment on Swish cash is scary. Yeah, they say, yeah. There you go, Hux. Exactly. Pay on Swish. You have Swish? You have Swish? Hell yeah, IDK. Yeah, but then Austria went off the deep end with the vax mandates, didn't they? Yeah, it's a very weird existence. Okay. Ooh. Well, I just saw the time. Yeah, it's definitely something along those lines. That was interesting though. Hold on. There was a comment here that I noticed. This is also why you never want to be a host. Two deagle shots in the torso. This is just the classic. Like, I don't really know what I can do about this guy because it's like people hear what they want to hear. And so as soon as you have a thought in your mind, you're like, I think this person is this, then that's it. You're going to say it. You're going to think that no matter what that person says. So this kind of comment is definitely, it's just like, you can't help this sort of situation. You're always going to have people who think like this. And no matter what you say, how you say it, doesn't matter. They're going to hear what they want to hear. Thinks two deagle shots, as if I don't read patch notes, you know? Economy is still reset. No, I don't. I bemoan. I wish that economy is still reset. I wish. That's one of the things where it's like CS has changed so much that, you know, it's nothing to do with the game that I fell in love with. But you know, I wish that economy is still reset because there's just a massive safety net now for you to just be able to constantly buy. And round 2 force buys are desperate. Exactly. Because of how this new economy works, you should almost always go for round 2 force buys. Almost always go for a round 2 force buy. But you know, that's just the way that the game is played now, I guess. But this was the one. Hold on, there was one here. He's utterly invisible and brings fuck all to the conversation straight up. It's not my job to bring anything to the conversation. Like that's the other thing that's really interesting, right? Like, again, you can't please everybody, and this gets upvotes, right? But it's like, as a host, this is the thing. This is like, people don't understand roles, or you can't please everybody, or I don't know what they expect, because as a host, and this is a desk host, a host of anything, desk host, anything. Your job as a host isn't to be memorable in that sense, isn't to be a part of the conversation. Nobody should give a shit about your opinion about anything. You're there to make sure that you guide the conversation in the way that it needs to go so that everybody's getting time to talk, everybody's getting their point across. If there was a specific point that needed to be made, you make sure that it gets made. You hand it off to the people, and you hand off and you guide the show in terms of, like, we need to take a break. Time to hand it to the casters. We're going live with the match. All those sorts of things. You're like the cop directing traffic. That's you. If you remember me, I did my job wrong. Almost. So, but this comment gets 4 upvotes. So people think this, right? Where, like, they think the host needs to be a part of the conversation. You know, this is really interesting, right? Like, these people, they think that the host needs to be a part of the conversation. And I don't know if this is Richard's fault, because Richard tends to talk a lot as a host. Like, he tends to interject with his own thoughts or other things like that. I mean, there's other hosts out there who, like, oh, you know, I guess James, you know, but James, man, he really needed to do something to make those Dota desks interesting, because Lord help the Dota guys. It's rough. But he's utterly invisible and brings fuck all to the conversation. It's like, he's utterly invisible. Good. I'm the host. I'm not supposed to be visible. I'm supposed to guide the show. That's my job. And then brings fuck all to the conversation. Yeah. I chime in every now and again, but I'm not supposed to be out there taking up 5 minutes of airtime to make my point. That's taking 5 minutes of airtime from the 2 analysts who are there to bring their opinions to the show, Richard and Thorin. When it was just Thorin and me a couple weeks back, then I talk some more, because obviously I need to back Thorin up, or I need to make my own point, and Richard isn't there. So I become a hybrid, like a host and a part of the show. But when Richard and Thorin are there, my job is to shut the fuck up and let them talk. I set the stage, I give them a point, and then they go. And that's it. This is all the kind of stuff where not knowing roles is a weird one. For 64 of us got the reference. That's exactly it. And never. It's an interesting But yeah, I don't know how this works, right? Oh, well. But then, yeah, that's the thing. That's the interesting thing. Maybe because of the way that I see things in terms of how your role should play, how you should fulfill your role on a broadcast. It's interesting because I think almost the exact opposite of how most of this stuff is going now, right? People, yeah, I don't know if you've heard how I analyze commentary in the past. It's like I don't like how most modern commentary is done. I think it's done poorly. But it's not that. It's not that why I'm getting pushed out. But I'm getting pushed out because I tell people I tell people that they're wrong, and they don't like to hear that. So that's the problem. Either you have to be a yes man and just nod along and shut up and don't say anything, because you might annoy somebody. It's somebody's pet project or something that they're working on. So you don't want to annoy them. You don't want to rub them the wrong way because you're a freelancer. So you want to make sure you get hired next time. So you don't say anything. And that's my problem, is that I do say something. I say something a lot, and I usually point out when people are wrong. I usually tell them this is a bad idea. I usually, let them know. And well, because you do that, unless you're doing it in I don't even know how to do it in a nice way when people are being so stupid. You need to tell them that they're doing something wrong, but you do that enough, and then, well, here you are. Big man, that's it. Has therefore, you don't have an obvious caster duo. You obviously don't work for ESL. He said, however, you could fit a host role well. Yeah, Zendever. I mean, there is a duo that that I have. It's like I have a duo in the major. Yeah, exactly. I have a duo. It's just that, again, Blast have their 4, ESL have their 4. PGL was going to be an option until they decided to be Nazis. Well, Nazis. That gets thrown around so easily now. Authoritarian douchebags. We'll put it that way. So until they decided to be authoritarian douchebags. So PGL was an option. And then WePlay they just can't run tier 1. And they can't afford to pay tier 1 rates for tier 2 broadcasts, right? So, so it's just like I have a duo, but we just can't get hired right now because everything is locked up for the first half of the year. So if we're going to work together, it's probably going to be in the second half of the year when TOs maybe want to shake things up. They've tried it out for 6 months and now they want to shake things up and see if they want to try another duo. Maybe like the big showdown. Maybe for the showdown, Blast want to change things up, because they've run the group stage now. But maybe they want to change things up for the showdown, so they bring us on for that. I don't know. I do have a duo, but we're just waiting on it. Yeah, it's a surprise, it's never because, it's just a surprise. It's more fun that way, isn't it? But yeah, so we're still figuring all that sort of stuff out right now. But it's like ESL are not going to try anything different because they have their set. They're good. And if any, I mean, the thing is, then it'll be if they need a third pair, it'll be Anders and Moses, and we'll go from there, right? Yeah, Freddie's a duo. Who does Sato duo with? Nobody. Moses is back with Anders, so Sato is out in the cold. And I mean, Sato's in the same ship that I'm in. What is like Sato's in the same boat that I am, that I'm in, as in like, well, you have a duo, but where are you working? I've tried to cast with Duncan, and I have at Flashpoint. We casted together, but too much travel. Vince said that he is most likely out of CS. I know. But the problem is with Vince is that he said, like, oh, I'm not going to take this Saudi money from ESL, but I'm going to go ahead and work for Riot, who are owned by Tencent. And so, that's fine. Or Mullen, I'm not casting anymore for the time being. At least for the next 3 or 4 months. At least for the next 3 or 4 months, I don't know what I'd be doing. So for now, not casting. What I am doing now, though, is I'm going to have to skedaddle, guys. I'm going to have to jet because I am going to go do some work. Oh, none of the usuals are on. Oh, there's Michael. Cool. Have a good one, my dudes. It's always a good time chilling out with you all, hanging out, having a good one. A little bit more of like a measured podcast this morning. But yeah. I don't know. I might not be able to be here tomorrow morning. I think I have to go take my car to get checked. So I may not have a stream tomorrow morning. But we'll be back Wednesday morning, or we should be back Wednesday morning. VOD will be up on YouTube Zen if you missed the start of it. Tuesday, Wednesday might be back. Thursday back 100%. We will definitely be back Thursday morning. But yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday we'll see how that breaks. But yeah, have a good one, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you next time.